Alright, welcome back to Dark Souls 2. It's been a while, we don't have time to explain. Let's move to the boss area.
Ow.
Run!
And the first thing that happens is you
The
get
Monty
whacked
Python
in the
way.
ass.
Run away! Run away! I know that it's been a
away.
couple of months, but this is just for the sake of spicing up because we tried to progress through the Iron Keep and it did not work out. Oh my god, they're not even letting me get into the fucking fog gate.
Oh.
Okay, let me see if I can try again. Because we're starting immediately with a boss fight, hopefully. There we go.
If we can
You
get
can
into
safely
the...
get inside, yeah.
Against the old Dragon's Lair. Again, apologies folks, it has been a couple of months and we tried a bit against the Iron Keep, but I was really a bit too rusty because I tried the I played through the entirety of Elden Ring in the meantime, so I was not really used to anymore to these controls. So we're doing a bit of a cleaning up. First of all, we're back at the area.
Undying.
Sorry?
Undying.
If anything, well, kinda. It's more of a reskin instead of Ornstein, one of the bosses of the first game. These actually caused quite a bit of contention back when the game came out, because people started in this to say, "Oh, From Software is reskinning bosses and enemies from the first game and selling them for content. Oh no!" And I'm like, okay, like I really don't have a problem with this, and I don't really understand completely where people are coming from. Like, it's not like
That's pretty normal, actually.
Not just that, party swaps have been in RPG since time immemorial, you know?
I'm
Not
a
so-
I want to
Sonic
see a
fan,
replay
like-
of this fight with Battle Against the True Hero playing the entire way. Oh.
And also, this moveset is rather significantly different than the one of Ornstein in the first game, so I don't know. Again, this boss fight is actually also simple enough. We're technically a bit over level for it, this is why I'm kicking his ass relatively fine. But I don't know, it's just fine, and it's even an optional encounter, you're not even required to go through.
Kicking his ass relatively fine in a Dark Souls game is more of laying yourself to be even leveled with them.
There we go.
Because they'll do things like that.
Nah, it's fine. Like I said, I've
Whack him in
seen
the
worse.
arse.
And we get the old Dragon Slayer Soul and the old Rioling, and now, fuck, the enemies have been persistent.
Goodbye,
we were just
Ornstein.
waiting for you to be done so we could attack you again.
Okay, now they can actually go away, because if you recall correctly, this is actually a sacred zone, quote-unquote. Let's start with this guy,
What was
shall
it?
we?
He's tapped through a door, but we gotta go back.
Let's start with this bearded guy with a halberd.
The safe room can't save you.
The bearded halberd.
You have obtained proof you are worthy of joining.
Because I've obtained an item beforehand, not off screen, but one of the things that we got from our journeys, this guy deems ourselves potentially worthy of joining his covenant, the Blue Sentinels. It's not really worth it. It's good if you want to get into the PvP of a game. Essentially, what the Blue Sentinels do is that if a character gets invaded and is attached by proxy to your covenant via another, you will be automatically sent to that world and help them defeat the invader. But again, we're not. We're having we're using the Covenant of a Rat here, so which is the clearly more superior one.
Have games ever done fake safe rooms where you go into one but it actually kills you?
Oh, definitely a couple. I cannot think immediately one of them. Again, one thing that people have been asking for a long while, believe it or not, is for From Software to actually have a mimic bonfire type of enemy, but they never actually put one in these games, surprisingly. Hell, even more, Elden Ring doesn't have mimic at all whatsoever. Like, I have no idea why they removed it completely. They replaced them with teleportation chests, which, you know, sure are actually good enough, but it's not the same of actually being eaten alive by the chest, so...
Also, a mimic save point will probably have people at the studio in a series like this.
I don't know, Shira, I don't believe that it can be fine for a gotcha kind of moment. Like, even giving you a visual hint, like saying maybe it's not too distant from the previous one you got, so a player might get suspicious potentially. I don't know. There are ways to actually make it fun.
Maybe the fire is a darker red and you can see little splatters of blood.
Yeah, that too. Like I said, the mimics do have a way to get recognized from different chests. So again, there is a way to potentially integrate it better. Anyway, since now it's a bit more calm, now yes, the Jay is joining us once more.
Hello, hello.
Hello. It has been actually been a while. I forgot exactly how long it has been since the previous flower. Like I said, we tried the Iron Keep, but right now it's a bit too much of a bitch right now. So instead, what we're gonna do is gonna try instead to move down from the Grave of Saints, the place we have been one of the previous times, in order to reach another one of the places we need to go eventually. Although if I recall correctly, maybe it's best if I do go to the other bonfire. Actually, no, never mind.
So, while
Go on,
Dej.
Dej. Sorry, go on, Dweebs, sorry.
My name's Digimon, and I take the L. Anyway,
Go on.
I wasn't going to try his accent because, yeah. I started watching Evangelion, since I've now got the...
At which episode do you are?
Alright, to be specific, I'm on episode 4, and to be specific, I'm watching the original English dub, the one from the 90s. The one that's aged like, I wouldn't say milk, but I'd say more cheese.
So it depends on the type, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you left cheese out in the sun for a couple of hours, you know.
Yeah, it's okay. Most of it is fine, but others is some of the most epically hilarious, over-the-top acting you'd expect from a dub at that time.
I'm more interested what you can think potentially of the plot, considering it really is not something that you probably would enjoy normally.
I mean,
but you're still early on.
Yeah.
Yeah, since you're early on, you're still on the more normal plot points for Evangelion.
I was gonna say, I think I've got to grips with the main plot so far. A bunch of monsters come out from the sea or wherever and are attacking Neo Tokyo, and Shinji has to stop whining for 5 seconds, and
This poor boy.
and I get, although okay, that's the thing though, Shiroi. There's only so much "oh poor boy" I can muster before he just starts getting grating, and I'm like, dude, just get on with it for fuck's sake.
I think even the VAs make fun of the character, actually.
Yes,
like Spike Spencer.
Spike Spencer did a sort of a gag dub towards the end of the season. Alright, we're here.
Yeah, where basically they're like, dude, just stop.
Is this how you end the series?
Stop whining. Look at what he's got to deal with, though.
It's like that quote from Red Dwarf. Do you remember it?
There's plenty of quotes about
Stop your foul whining, you filthy piece of distended rectum! Anyway, let's...
Yeah, that makes you want to scream that sometimes.
Let's check in the meantime the soul that we got. Soul of the Old Dragon Slayer. The Old Dragon Slayer is reminiscent of a certain knife that appears in old legends. Use the special soul, blah blah blah. Again, it's a simple description. Again, as I mentioned also for the first game, using the boss souls to a special blacksmith, you can get either incantations or weapons or armors that are based actually on the bosses. In this case, like if I recall correctly, the spear that this guy used. So again, there's actually plenty of stuff that you can get. And oh shit, the exploding guys! Fuck.
Also, I'll be honest. Episode 4 was just really. It was just really weird to me. It's like,
wait until you get to Asuka, Dweebs.
The whole episode was basically, I'm leaving. Bye. Oh wait, no, I'm not leaving. Actually, there's not much else other than that. And yeah, from what I'm hearing about Asuka, and okay, basically, for the benefit of Jay, Tsunderes are not my favorite character archetype. 99% of the time, I just find 99% of the time it's just used as cover for God. This character's a bit of a bitch or bastard, and depending on the gender, and the quote justification given doesn't really suffice.
Also, wait until you get to the movies, but again, it's very far away
Yeah,
from now.
I'm pretty sure the movies are include. Well, the original series movies, not the more recent ones. I'm pretty sure they're included on the Blu-ray.
Hey guys, we're the
And
same.
the most recent movie is from last year.
Yes,
right?
he actually
that
been very
probably
Yeah,
recent.
it
doesn't
came out.
have
And in case you're
It
wondering,
came out on
consolation
Amazon.
release yet.
as far as Hideaki Anno is concerned, that is the definitive conclusion of the franchise, so that's actually pretty
real.
cool. Although it has predictably caused sort of a schism in the fan base, but
And
I'm actually pretty fine with that.
And yes, they did. Even in the original, even on the Blu-ray discs that have the original dub, because of those licensing issues, they couldn't have "Fly Me to the Moon" on it. So instead, they had this. Instead, they had this melancholic piano piece that I swear at points sounds like it's trying to sing the title of the show. Just
Alright, let's
A
get...
lot of Japanese media really likes to use "Fly Me to the Moon."
like Bayonetta.
there's even a show called "Fly Me to the Moon," but we can't call it that round here.
Alright, so we reached the bottom of the place, so, and as you can see, it's a bit down, so instead let's use one of our butterflies to light our torch. Because this place kinda requires a bit of light. Not too much, just a bit, and
the flame butterfly looks like it's ripped right out of a DMC game.
ow. Also, some of these statues, we were talking about potentially, being dickish. Some of these statues love to spit poison at you. And unless you break, actually you break... Yeah, and unless you break, then you're gonna get poisoned constantly, so you need to watch out. You can actually recognize, if I recall correctly, via specific thing that they have, like potentially they're at the bottom, they are a bit more dirty than others, but they're still, a bit of a pain in the ass. And yes, this place is called the Gutter.
Yeah. If you look to the right, you'll find us commentating on this very video in this level.
I don't know about you, Luis, but the allocation is not really that bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
neither is mine.
we got plenty of wood around for the fire.
Also, I have no idea what the fuck is this pillar even made of. This texture is all over the place.
We got pillars made out of seats.
It looks like that pillar, the flash pillar that appeared at the end of Hellraiser 2. Also,
It looks like they shoved a bunch of random objects together.
yeah, I know, right? And I was mentioning also this to the others, Jay, in the previous part. Oh, there you go, up on fire. White torch, by the way, don't give up. But the one thing that people discovered via data mining and everything is that for some reason in some places there are little textures of Heineken beer in the game for some reason.
There's
sorry?
subliminal messaging.
They're not
and-
really
why not-
visible, but yeah, but they're there. That's
If
fine.
you're gonna do that, why not just have Strongbow cider?
Anyway, there you go. This
There's
place.
subliminal messaging, and then there's just the board for Pepe Silva.
Anyway, in this place, the Gata, properly, there are countless of these braziers that you can light up similar to No Man's Wharf in order to light up a bit better the way. Fuck! Of course, there are still enemies down here, but they're mostly manageable. Only a few of them actually are, a bit of a pain in the ass, which we will see later, hopefully. But for the most part, these are actually manageable. And our torch has a pretty extended lifetime, thankfully for the time being, so we're good to go for now. Again, giving the torch a fixed type of expiration date expiration time really feels a bit unnecessary, and I'm glad actually that the games after this actually completely remove this feature and your torch is permanently proper. Where am I supposed to go from here?
Sometimes an arbitrary thing just for the sake of realism really should.
But
just
it's
stay
not even
arbitrary.
too much realism or anything. I get the idea of the challenge that they wanted to make, but I don't know. I think they could have worked out even in a different kind of manner.
I suppose.
Because in the meantime, I took actually I decided to give a look actually at the old catalog of From Software in a bit more in depth, stuff like Kingsfield, and stuff like this was still present in some capacity, but you can kind of tell the idea that they still wanted the philosophy of challenging, you know, but still with that pinch of fairness and that whole just one more round and I can get good at the game kind of mentality, instead of saying, oh, this sucks too much, I don't want to play anymore, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, it just feels... Hold on. Armor ahead, but beware your poison. Okay, thanks.
I suppose you can't claim a lot of realism when you can put the torch away, climb a ladder, and then pull it back out completely lit.
Not just that. Like I don't
And
think.
without burning your clothes.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think even the Last of Us is something going on like that with the Molotovs. It's locked. Okay. I think I forgot what specific key we need. I'll check in between parts anyway. But like I said, I don't really care too much for realism in the first place. You know, maybe some particular things like say, oh, maybe if you fall too much, it's logical that you should be penalized in some kind of manner. I get it. Maybe not too excessively, potentially, but again, I get it. But like I said, if there are, you know, breaks from reality, like we aforementioned, you know, torch putting away, like I don't really make much of a problem out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what the item is this. A dark pyromancy flame and a rotten pine resin. The resin, as if you forgot, to serve actually mostly to coat your weapon into the specific elements. Oh shit, demonic dog! Also, if you break those particular barrels, your weapons will be at risk of breaking more easily, because for some reason they actually reduce the durability. So you want to watch out of these. But we still need to defeat the demonic dog. There. This pooch has a dislocated jaw.
Yeah. It could give a mimic a run for its money and just the sheer horror factor.
Well, again, it conveys also what the level design is of this place. This place is called the Gata, and as we will learn later, it's mostly similar to Blind Town in the first game, a place where the forgotten and the trash were all discarded and dumped down, and they had to live with what they had.
Ah, Blighttown, don't get me started on that.
Again, to be fair, blessed be the remaster for actually making the frame rate durable for that kind of place, but still. And once you actually get to memorize well the level design, it is fairly manageable, but yeah, it's still admittedly a pain in the ass. And it's mandatory if you don't get stuff like the Thief's Key, if I recall correctly, or if you actually don't know the right way properly. Like, damn. Twinkling Titanite, Smooth and Silky Stone, more Smooth and Silky Stone, and a human effigy, always appreciated. And a Fragrant Branch of Yore. We forgot that these items are, the Fragrant Branch of Yore are the items that are required to unpetrify people, so the more do we have, the better. So, my name is Soldier, now if you drop here, there are 3 braziers, and a bridge, you can actually cross. The braziers are also a convenient way to actually check out how long actually have you gone, you know, through this place. So you can also trace back your steps, potentially, instead of, you know, going a bit blindly.
Ah, yes, the murder hoboing protagonist. One in particular wanted to assist you in raising the lights, and you killed him for it. It's a shame.
And we can see on the bottom there's actually a fog gate, but we still need to get there.
Yeah.
So there,
Microsoft has taught me to not trust bridges like this in any regard.
because they could break. There is an instance, not here, it's far away from now technically, of a bridge that can potentially fuck you over, but we're not there yet. Under right condition, mind you. Fuck.
Sorry for trying to walk, I guess.
It depends, Shiro. It's more of a case where it if you do a certain, it's kind of like a bit of an Undertale effect. If you actually perform a bit of a dick measure throughout the level, the breach essentially gets destroyed as a fuck you for that. But it doesn't soft lock you, in case you're wondering. It's more of a case of you die, and you have to restart from the bonfire. Again, I think it's actually handled relatively fine, especially if you actually know how it's. God damn it! Stop doing that. Thankfully, the poison here is not as bad as the toxicity of the one in the first game. Alright, let me see if I have something to detox. Fuck off. Oh, turns out that I depoisoned myself in the meantime. Alright then. Alright, let's take this bridge, which runs up the one we got. I wonder if we actually encountered that. There we go. You also have to pay attention a bit on the floor because... Hold on, these guys love to blow up. There we go. You also have to pay attention a bit on the floor because some parts can potentially... There you go. Keel over. So you have to watch out. Alright, we're just gonna leave now because there are a bit too much enemies in this. Ow. If I remember correctly, the enemies are not stupid enough to actually, you know, jump off the cliffs in this game, but still. Alright, another bonfire, we're good to go. Okay, let's see. What about you, Jay? Is there actually any upcoming movie in theaters that you actually are interested in? Jay?
Jay?
I guess it's BRB too.
Alright.
Whatever, don't worry. No, it's better to know this than, you know, potentially having the call being busted.
Yes.
Alright, let me see where I can get back up from this.
I still haven't seen the Mario movie yet.
Me neither. Like, I wasn't particularly interested to see it in theaters, but I'll check it out eventually, or whatever. Besides, apparently in June we're supposed to actually commentate on the Sonic 2 movie, so I'll probably see that one first.
Tails is freaking adorable in that movie.
Let's see, no...
Second one.
Sorry,
Yes.
Libza?
Yeah, I'm back.
Alright then. Might as
Yeah,
well...
the Sonic 2 movie.
Well, might as well actually ask in the meantime. Fuck.
All weird questions to ask.
Well, you know what's coming then. But
You need to press jump, I guess.
fucking stubby
So-
legs. Again.
So what are you gonna ask me, did you?
Again, sorry, Drews, give me a second. Again, it says a lot that Elden Ring provides an actual dedicated, proper jump button in an actual vertical way, and it's considered actually a quality of life improvement.
Oh, does this game just have the you run at the edge and...
Well, no,
It
you
jumps
would think it would be
automatically?
that, kind of like the old Harry Potter games. Yeah, no, you would think it would be that, but instead it's, again, you have to, in this case of a PlayStation controller, you have to hold circle for sprinting, and then as you release it immediately, and then immediately after press circle to do this small long jump, actually, with a rollout at the end. It's... Again, it's not very optimal, and this is a reason why the series did not add particular platforming until, you know, Elden Ring. Again, Elden Ring provided the dedicated jump button, but they made actually good use for it by actually having, you know, good platforming sessions that actually, you know, were not too dickish. Like I said, it really felt like they wanted to make sure that the features actually could work properly instead of, just being too half-assed. Alright, let me see.
Ask me something then, Tio.
Yes. So might as well. What other movies are you planning to see, as they're coming out?
Well, tomorrow, the day after we're recording this, I'm going to be seeing Fast and Furious 10.
Or Fast X,
One
as it's called.
One of the few franchises that isn't afraid to show off how many sequels it has.
It's funny because just the day we're recording this, NetherRealm Software and Warner Bros. Have announced the Mortal Kombat, and because it's another reboot, we're just calling it Mortal Kombat 1.
But Tia, don't you mean Mortal 1 Combat?
Wombo Combat, yes.
Seriously, stop doing that in your logo. You just make it look weird.
Aren't you excited, Weebs, to watch from a free gun at some point?
Yes. But then after that, I'm going to go back on my movie backlog and watch the 7 then.
I don't think that one is on Disney Plus because no, it's one of the David Fincher movies that he did for I think Warner Bros. I forgot.
Maybe. And then a bit later on in June, I'm going to be watching the Stephen King approved Flash movie.
What?
Yeah, Stephen King apparently saw the movie and he really liked it.
Like, sure, I guess, but why Stephen King? Like, it's not.
Is he known for stories of time travel?
I mean, yes, but it's more of a case of it's not necessarily the first author that I think of. Oh, someone who would watch a lot of superhero movies and talk about them. I don't know, it just feels random.
I'm currently in the middle of It's Beautiful and Kill It With Fire with this thing on the wall.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a moth. I actually did not notice until now. Let's see if I can.
Basically, I have to specify the UK release date because since out of this stream, with the exception of me and Shiori, since we both share release dates, different countries have different release dates for things. Oh yeah. I'm not sure if I talked about this in the last stream that we did. Back in April, I saw the Suzume film.
Yeah, the new Makoto Shinkai movie.
It's fine. I mean,
it's a movie.
It's better than this last one. I mean, there isn't a scene where Suzume leaves the doors open and dooms all of Japan. At least, so there's that.
Well, it does beg the question: how far is she willing to go for the sake of her love with her transformed boyfriend? Fuck me.
Well, you'd be surprised, but I'll wait for the commentary to talk about it further. I also saw Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and that's my second favorite film out of the trilogy, behind the first one.
I was supposed to see it these days, but because I've actually got sick, you might get the hint from my tone of voice right now.
Right.
I actually couldn't.
There's also
I didn't know that came out, actually.
In bit earlier on in June,
Fuck!
before
I clipped through the fucking board.
Fuck yeah, I know. There's the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and
right. When is that supposed to be released? I forgot specifically.
In the UK, June the 2nd.
Actually, relatively soon.
So not too far from
a lot of movies coming out in a short span of time.
And also, guys, get ready for the second biggest duel of totally demographically similar films on June the 16th. Alongside The Flash, there's also Elemental from the director of Pixar's first financial flop.
Which was it? I forgot.
The Good Dinosaur.
Okay.
That wasn't even a bad movie. It was just eh.
And then at the end of the month is what I'm going to be. I'm going to catch up with the series on with Pedro soon. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
That's how it ends. Indiana Jones is locked inside the Disney vault.
Yeah, he'll never get out. Then in
Might
July
legitimately
there's
stuck.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1
Mm-hmm.
and Knuckles.
Actually, the
and then there's
Knuckles series is supposed to come out later.
And then there's the actual biggest duel of totally demographically similar movies: Oppenheimer versus Barbie.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't it be funny
All right,
if
let's
after
set up.
all that Barbie has the better box office?
I'm pretty sure we're gonna do fine with each other.
And it was really, and Barbie's being released by the same studio that Nolan deserted because Warner Brothers dared to put a film on streaming during a pandemic.
To be fair, Dweebs, again, I know exactly what you mean, and I understand the frustration that Nolan got, but it was also the fact that it was part of the. Fuck. It was part of the set of movies, if I recall correctly. Well, actually, it wasn't because Warner Bros. Started with
No, 'cause I
2021.
think that was the plan originally.
No, I got mistaken for 1 year because instead it was released right alongside the New Mutants because instead I saw that one instead in theaters.
I saw both in cinemas. They were both really weird experiences in terms of watching it.
But
because
I'm
I had a
guessing
mask on the-
at least Tenet was more enjoyable. I'm gonna get
I mean,
this
at least I
song
could
right.
hear. I mean, at least I could hear the New Mutants.
Alright, you told me that your experience was a bit borked by the quality of a theater room.
So we're just
Well,
gonna ignore
that-
the fact that you've rolled off once more.
That and the
I
audio
didn't.
is, I think we're just up to that at this point.
I'm gonna try to find another way, don't worry. Go on.
In August there is quite possibly the weirdest tie of director to film. August 11th sees the release of the Gran Turismo film from Neil Blomkamp, the director of District 9, among other films.
Again, we'll see how it turns out. Again, the advantage of the movie is that the games do not really have too much of a plot, any
So they're
plot to
basing
speak
it off-
of, so it has completely carte blanche.
Well, the story of the film is based off a real life story
Of a
that
player,
involves-
yes, you told
tied
us.
to Gran Turismo, so I mean, there's that going for it at least. Wait, there's going to be a third My Big Fat Greek Wedding,
Wow.
and a third Equalizer.
Like, I know that if I can understand correctly, people from Greece actually enjoyed the first movie, despite the fact that it heavily stereotypes them, but it's more of a case of them
So-
saying, oh, we're kind of like this and we're fine with that.
So they like that, but not Hercules.
I don't know what to tell you, Dweebs.
This is Hercules.
Again,
it's
I'm
Big
not
Fat.
Greek myself.
Then there's
Let's go here.
Then September there's the third installment of Kenneth Branagh's Poirot films.
Yeah. Although I
Haunting
genuinely do wonder where are we going with this, because the Death on the Nile movie kinda sorta ended in a way that it hinted that it was supposed to be a definitive conclusion when it clearly was not.
And it didn't do well at the box office.
Well, it did not help by all the scandals that the cast went through the previous release
Well, it must
months.
have done well enough on Disney Plus, maybe, to get.
Like I said,
movie
Wibbs
home.
also, I mentioned somewhere else, Wibbs, there was also probably a bunch of contracts that the Fox Studio Searchlight that say, oh, it's scripted for an entire trilogy, and Disney is contractually obligated to do it.
But those films were from the main Fox studio.
Not Searchlight.
No, it's from actual 20th Century themselves, not the Searchlight division.
I don't know then.
Then there's Expendables 4,
Yeah, it's supposed to come out.
Craven the Hunter, which we have not heard a peep about yet.
No, not a single teaser either. We know about the casting, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson and Ariana DeBose.
Sure,
And
I
it's-
can
and it's-
accept that.
And I have not heard of the director before. It's from J.C. Shandor. His previous films were like not necessarily low budget, but mainly like dramas. Like the most recent one being action-adventure film on Netflix called Triple Frontier.
Again, waves
You
on.
do like free falling today, don't you?
Yeah, skydiving like Dr. Robotnik.
And I'm free.
Yeah. Again, I don't mind on paper. I don't mind too much the idea of being too much of a rookie for some of these project whips. It did work out for the Spider-Man MCU trilogy because the director was definitely a rookie, and now, well, not now because he did left, but he was supposed to direct also the new Fantastic Four movie. So again, there is potential, but to be fair, it's like what Pedro said when it came to comparing everything to Heath Ledger or The Dark Knight. It's not something that you have to take for granted every single time.
Also, Trolls 3 and Saw 10.
So X, don't you mean? Okay, definitely not making that jump again.
I thought they stopped at like 6 or 8.
Seven,
What?
No,
seven,
they-
Shiri.
no, they've been
But then
carrying
they,
on.
but Ben Lionsgate was like, you know what? Let's try it again. They made an 8th movie, which was not technically a soft reboot because it's still in continuity, but it basically detaches itself from all the soap opera characters from the previous 7 movies. And it had a weird direction. They were supposed to make a direct sequel, but then, if I recall correctly, someone pitched at the CEO of Lionsgate the idea, hey, what if we had like a comedian in a Saw movie? It's like, perfect, do that. And they made it, and it was weird to say the least.
There's also Dune Part 2, aka a sequel to a movie set in the desert that I actually did kind of enjoy.
Denis Villeneuve.
The Marvels. I'm surprised
Yeah.
I didn't spell Marvels with a Z. I don't know why my mind went to that.
The last movie apparently Brie Larson is doing for the MCU, so we are probably supposed to expect their character to die, apparently.
I'll wait and see for that one.
Yeah.
There's a new Hunger Games movie.
Everyone asked for it.
Yeah, and my opinions on the actress aside, I mean...
Okay, I don't know much about the
all those
actress.
movies about Jennifer Lawrence.
I just know about the story not being that good.
I mean, I've got nothing against her personally or anything like that. I just never really clicked with me as an actress. But then again, what do I know?
And like I said, also
The way
multiple...
you said that, it seemed like she did something wrong or something.
Like, I
No,
don't
no,
remember
no,
her
no.
being tied to controversy, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
Nah. The worst she's done, at least to me, is just not putting good performances. But you know,
And like I said, also, the name of her character is so...
other things.
The name of her character is so easy to distort because it's supposed to be Katniss, but it sounds so much like you say cat piece.
Then there's Wish from Disney
main
Animation
studios.
Studios.
Mm-hmm.
And then in December, we've got... Oh boy, Warner Brothers are going to be on fire in December. They've got the Willy Wonka prequel.
Mm-hmm.
And
Blue Beetle, I think?
Well, no, Blue Beetle's a bit earlier in the
Okay.
year. It's not in this list for some reason. And
the hero
and then
movie.
the grand finale to the DCEU, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom on Boxing Day.
Which we haven't also seen a trailer from. We don't also...
I mean,
We still know the casting. We know that Black Manta is returning for your droid waves.
yeah. Basically, Jay. One of my particular comments towards a character's outfit in the first Aquaman movie, I won't say garnered a debate, more a high-spirited discussion about when comic book accuracy can get a bit too much. Because believe it or not, that can happen.
Yeah.
Basically, now I thought his helmet looked stupid. Not Aquaman's.
And not all
Black
the
Manta.
outfits are going to translate well.
Black Manta, yeah. Like, I mean, it would have been... Honestly, I'd have preferred it more if it just shrunk the helmet a bit. Then it would have been fine, but
Scott
no.
down here again.
It's the
God
moments
damn
like this
it.
where you just need to take creative liberty for your own
Yeah,
version
but-
of the media.
But no, instead, every time I see him fight, I'm just imagining his head bobbling around all over that empty space in his
Also,
helmet.
it's all about also execution. James Gunn consistently managed to make a comic book accurate costume for the characters that he has handled, and no one actually did complain about them. Like even Peacemaker and his helmet, which is supposed to be stupid.
Well, it's true. No one complained about. Well, it's true. No one complained about it for the Suicide Squad because no one saw it.
Actually, if I can get
very
like
funny
5 seconds
with,
to complain, I want to talk about MODOK. There was a live action.
Oh,
I'm not sure
God.
if it was a trailer or teaser, but it was revealed to show MODOK for one of them, and oh my god.
Again, this is a discussion that is best, at least I understand with you, Jay, but for us it's probably best to reserve eventually, I guess, for Quantumania. But let me just say this, I managed to like the movie in spite of that, but I do believe they should have done, what the movie does from the beginning when they showcase the character. As in, if you don't know, Jay, the character is first showcased with a mask on, a metal mask which does an imposing appearance, which more closely resembles the face of the character in the comic, and I do believe that one works. If they actually kept that throughout the entire film, it probably would have worked for the better. They don't, and what instead we get is Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and I don't understand why.
Okay, I'm glad it's not just me.
Well, again, I do believe genuinely the movie gets a bit over-criticized, and that is the only reason that they tend to do. But I understand when the fact that people are legitimately turned off by that.
And I will say about James Gunn and the DC side of things, considering how much studios really hate losing money on things and how they'll tend to usually not go near directors who make big flops for them, unless you're the Wachowskis. I'm honestly surprised that they picked James Gunn to lead the DC films from now on, considering the one film he did for them was a bit of a disappointment, considering his reputation up to that point.
A couple of factors, Leaves. I get the idea that the hires at Warner Bros., not just, the current CEO, genuinely probably do not have any genuine idea and much of, chickens without a head going through what they can. But second, I get the idea also that they genuinely just wanted to get someone from away from the MCU, and claim them from themselves and say, oh, the Guardians movies seem to have, resonate a lot with people despite everything. Let's have this guy handle stuff, stuff from now on, especially because they really did not have anyone consistently going through. Again, Geoff Johns was the closest that they got for a while, and that didn't work completely either, unfortunately. And even then, he did not stick. They had Walter Amada instead, replace him for a while, and again, he himself did not meet their expectations. So,
the fact that they're going to be flat out rebooting the whole thing outside of a few factors.
Yeah, again, we'll just need to see what exactly that entails, because I'm that convinced a couple of things will actually be stick. It's a shame because if sales figure and reception or anything to go by, I get the idea that unfortunately the entire Shazam family is gonna be retconned, which I really did not want it to. Like, I think they were just fine for what they did. Sure, Fury of the Gods might not be the most stellar, the DC or superhero movies in general, but I do not really think it really deserved what he got. I know also that Zachary Levi has been an ass on social media as well, but I was talking about the movie in spite of that.
To be fair, Deji will tell you before I will.
Oh my
a little bit
God!
more unfairly cynical on that.
I just fell into the hole again. Can I get a timer in the meantime so I get the idea how much I can delete out?
47 minutes, odd.
Alright, we're gonna do it once more.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
I think, is this the sequel to the movie Falling Down?
More like flushed away. Continue,
More
Jay.
like as above, so below.
Yeah,
No,
as above, so below. And
If
by so below, we mean the pit.
Sorry. Well, actually, there is a catacomb level. It's not this one. And believe it or not, the level after this is actually worse.
Would you? Okay, I honestly think even Dibs would be like, guys, I think you got one too many bottomless pits.
Well,
here."
this is again. That's the hilarity of these early Dark Souls games. The fact that this is not a platformer, but it's trying to be at some points. It's kind of like that quote from Ratchet and Clank, A Crack in Time. The universe has a sense of humor. All you need to do is know how to take a joke. And by the way, that quote is said by Charles Martinet.
Any particular movies you guys are thinking of seeing?
Well, I'm gonna try to see Across the Spider-Verse, because why not? I did see the first one in theaters anyway. Alright, let's be careful this time. Jesus.
I've gotten to cross the Super Mario Brothers movie off my list, and now the D&D one is setting in.
Oh yeah. I had a unique viewing experience with that film. I saw it in 4DX.
Whoa.
Oh.
Also bugs.
Basically, for those who don't know, 4DX is like you know those rides you get at fairgrounds where you go inside practically a box, and there's a projector screen in front of you, and the seats move around and do all sorts of weird shit.
Yeah.
It's that, but it adds a bit more to it as well. Not only do the seats move around depending on what happens in the movie, you get rained on, you have water spurted into your face, you have scents go throughout the room, all sorts.
Oh,
I
sounds like a few of
remember-
the rides at Universal.
I remember having vibrating seats back when I saw Star Wars Episode 1, but it was like a one-in-a-lifetime occasion.
Oh, I actually remember what happened. I was waiting for the films to start. They actually showed a little preview short movie they made to show off 4DX, and it really caught me off guard. Like, it wasn't even like a small lead up into it. It's like the 4DX logo showed up, and then it just cuts right into, oh, the seats going around all over the place. I can imagine that. I can imagine, but just for fun, based on that, I would go see one again, although not for every movie, obviously, because it's very expensive and it would really depend on the movie. But based on how I described it, how many of you guys would want to see a film in that format?
I actually wouldn't mind. You know, I tend to get I have the physique potential to get martyriated like that. So just for trying the experience, I can imagine it's not for everyone.
On account
For
of
short-term
getting
things like
through-
how they do at theme parks.
Yeah, I
that
actually
would
been
be
on a couple
okay.
of those.
I have as well, but for a full, like, potentially 2-hour movie, I think it might be a bit distracting.
Yeah, and potentially very stressing, I get it. Also, just to put your the attention a bit on the game, I present to you the giant, not poisonous, but fucking gas-spewing ant.
How rude.
And believe it or not, this is not an enemy. This is actually friendly. That mist can actually cure you from poison, but don't stay too close to it, because it actually destroys the durability of your weapons. So you might as well just, you know, not stay close and only go there in case you actually have been poisoned. But that's pretty cool. Lore-wise, it's mentioned in a couple of items description that it's an animal from a foreign land that actually got transported here from the warriors of that place. But again, it's
I was going to
just
say, that's a pretty large ant.
yeah, it's kind of like a queen ant, you know, the enlarged abdomen and everything. Anyway, let's get through the fog gate. No boss, don't worry.
And eats everything.
Yeah.
Nom nom nom.
Oh my god, there's actually something called 4DX VR.
Like,
oh god,
Fancy.
imagine.
does the
Now
headset
you're taking
flies
it
off
too
to your
far.
from your face like or something?
Yeah, but having all that stuff going on while you're wearing while you're wearing those 3D headsets.
By the way, I actually haven't told to you this, Jay, but my major 3D experience that I went to see a movie for was with Avatar: The Way of Water, because I really had time and money to waste for that. So I'm like, fuck it, we're doing it the full course. Like, I'm watching it in 3D, original language and everything. Let's see the vision that it was intended by Jimmy Boy. And again, it's not been nauseating, but I wasn't impressed, admittedly. It really was just a thing that happened.
Yeah.
The 3D doesn't really work for me, actually.
I can imagine.
It's not
again,
for everyone.
I
yeah.
understand, Shiri, so don't take it personally, but I understand that you completely lacked that perception in the first place. So
Yeah, and like the vision for each lens, so it's like it literally doesn't work for me.
alas.
Some of them come with lens that are prepped for glasses, but they still wind up flying or shuttering off, and it just isn't helpful. It's not going
Yeah,
to
they're
be
not
for
really
everybody.
stable glasses at
They're
all,
also-
because I have tried them.
They're also a bit wasteful, if I had to say, because a lot of them just require to put them in a in a bin at the end in order for them to be cleaned up and everything. But a lot of them either allow you to actually keep them on your own, or actually ask you to actually throw them away, and you feel at the touch of it they're not really cheap in terms of material. So I really wonder why they do that.
I think it was supposed to be designed for a bit more recyclable quality, and then 2019 happened, and they had to take all of that and throw it back out.
Fuck. We reached the bottom and I'm not getting killed because of that.
Ooh.
Yeah, since, events, a lot of places just like throw this out because we won't be able to reuse it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It just runs the risk of events.
yes.
So, fun thing, I actually did come back from Universal just yesterday. Me and a couple friends spent a week at the Universal Studios Island of Adventure stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I've actually gotten to sit on some of the more cinematic rides, like the Transformers, the Spider-Man
Cool.
one. Very good experience, but that is exactly how I know that these glasses are somewhat useless.
Was it the California one? Or
No, it's the Florida one.
Okay.
Orlando.
Okay,
I haven't been to that one.
pretty sure there is a bonfire here at some point. You also start seeing that the statues are getting aggressively more greener as we're going deeper.
Oh yeah, they're not holding back on you anymore.
Look carefully, shortcut ahead. Yeah, I don't think so.
Everything's either spitting at you or spraying gas at you today. It's very rude down here.
What's that one say? It's Visions of Boulder. In short,
Visual
try
of
close range.
Boulder. Like, maybe they're comparing this slope to like the one of the Indiana Jones or the... not Crash Bandicoot, but... oh, there you go, there's the bonfire, thank God. Alright, before signing off, just because I'm that kind of masochist, I'm gonna give you a small tour of this actual dungeon, just to give you a preview, the Gulch, just to give you an idea of what to expect. Right off the gate, speeding statues all over the place that you need to cut off. And you need to be careful in what you do. And you get invaded a lot in this place. Like in this case, once again, by the Forlorn.
Right on cue.
And again, the good thing
And you don't
about...
have a lot of room to move around in here.
No, the good thing about it is that the place is not too dark. So again, I can use my shield now instead of, having to deal with the torch.
I see him.
Yeah,
Lovely aura of toxic green in this place.
Yeah, what's the
Perfect
ball?
place for PvP. With
It's
toxicity.
again, Dreams. From Software has a love a knack for having poison area in their games, and like I said, Hidetaka Miyazaki himself commented on the fact and said, "Yes, I do enjoy putting them in my game, so deal with that, dipshits."
Honestly, this is on a bit of an atmosphere kick at the minute, and to me, this looks like Baron Samedi's closed down nightclub.
There is a bit of neon kind of vibes from this green, admittedly.
We of the West
And
taught
yes,
Mr. Miyazaki.
Also,
that,
monsters, hand
translation
monsters coming
for
from the
get
pool
good.
that love to grab you.
No, back away.
me.
No, Wallmaster. You will not bring me back to the start.
If only, from what I heard, the ones in Tears of the Kingdom do even worse. But
That
For a
game
second there,
is a time.
for a second there, I thought you said.
want the game, but I don't want to spend 70 on it.
For a
I
second there, I
understand.
thought you. For a second there, I thought you were going to say the Gatekeeper was in Tears of the Kingdom.
no.
Oh yeah, and then
Personally,
yeah,
I probably wouldn't enjoy playing it, but I like watching people's shenanigans.
I mean, again,
Why are
here,
they
just
through
like
the
with
level?
this game.
Yeah, like while you're going for a dungeon, the Gatekeeper just pops up and says,
Stop!
Whose turn is it next? Or the Italian version where he yells all the time.
Fuck.
Well, the Italian VHS version.
Yeah.
I should say, because
The one of the DVD is a bit more gentle. By the way, I forgot to tell you, Waves, that actor that from the DVD, that was for a while the official Italian voice actor for both Brock in the Pokemon anime and Sly Cooper.
So this is where Sakurai picked up the crazy hand.
The
the DVD one you said.
DVD one, yes, Luca Bottale.
Yeah.
Show your grad
Yeah,
music.
'cause-
Okay.
Yeah, I've watched videos of the different language versions of the Atmosphere games, both VHS.
It's weird because
and, DVD.
I don't really remember the Atmosphere games really being marketed that much in my country, if I have to be honest. Not necessarily to
Well,
a fault. Also, giant worms coming out of the wall. Again, this
Well,
place
that's
loves to say fuck you.
Well, that's the interesting thing, Tio. For the DVD releases, your country, Germany, and France were fortunate in that they were the ones that actually filmed their own, unique language versions of the Gatekeeper.
In other
all the
cases-
Dutch and Spanish they just dubbed over the English one.
Alright, I think that's enough for today. So, join us eventually next time for when we continue these adventures of poor Teomori throughout the Gulch. See ya!
See
I'm
ya.
gonna wipe all this gunk off my wings now.
I forgot we named him that.